So guys, I have been playing Star Rail since 1.0, right? And there has been power creep since 1.0. You saw it first of all from Imbabit Lune. When he first came out, people were like very upset, people were complaining. But then people realized when you divided his damage by 3, so the damage per skill point was not that high. But then Jingliu came, and Jingliu completely like shat on Imbabit Lune. Like completely. Jingliu was so much better than Imbabit Lune, it was not even funny. And then sometime after that in 2.0, Acheron came along. And Acheron was miles ahead of Jingliu. So Jingliu was already stronger than the others, and Acheron was insanely in front of Jingliu as well. And then after that, Firefly came and Repa came, and yeah, now we are at a point. Castorice is about to come, and this is problematic. We can no longer ignore this fact that the power creep exists. Because of power creep, the new characters are always better. That means with new characters you can clear the content very easily because they are stronger, they do more damage, they are more faster, they are more stronger, blah blah blah. And to counter that, what Star Rail came up first was to buff the enemies. So the enemies now have more HP as well. They hit harder, they are more tankier, they are faster, just so they can keep up with the newest characters that we might get. So the power creep and the enemy buffs, they go hand in hand. So when this happens, all the characters, they can't keep up anymore. So like you're forced to get the newest character just to keep up with the content. That is not good for the game. So let's come back to Castorice, okay? And Castorice's passive, so this is the big one, right? So with Castorice's passive, it doesn't matter whether you have her on the team. You just have to have her in the account somewhere and you get a +1 revive. You just don't die for one time. This is not a good sign. When I first heard this, I was like, no way they are gonna add this, right? And they did. Now it's confirmed. We heard it from the devs themselves in the live stream. I really want to believe that this is a one-time thing because Castorice is like the goddess of death and the bringer of death or whatever. So I want to believe this is like a one-time thing, but I can't. Because if you look at Genshin power creep was not that big of a deal because Genshin was like a very balanced game, like when it came to the combat and everything. And then they introduced Nulet, and Nulet was he had everything. He was him. He was literally him. He had everything. And then people said, no, he's a dragon. He's stronger than the Archon, so it makes sense that he's stronger. And whatever. And then I mean the power creep kept on going, obviously. And then after Natlan, it just became worse. And now we have come to the point where even if like a above average character gets released, they feel mid because Mavika and Nulet exist. That is such a terrible state to have, and especially if you like those characters, you feel bad for getting them because they are like mid. So that is so bad. Yeah, anyways, back to Castorice. So I really can't believe, like I really want to, like I said, but I don't think this will be a one-time thing. Like what happens when they releases future characters with like other global passives. For example, if you have this X character, your entire account has 50% crit damage. If you have this Y character, your entire account has 30% defense ignore. And if you have those characters, you will destroy the MOC and all the other endgame content in the game. And what happens then? They will actually buff the enemies even more to counter the global passives. And what happens after that? And if you don't have these characters, you can't even keep up with the end game because you don't have these like global passives. And your characters, they become obsolete right now. And if you like those characters, oh, sucks to be you. Now you have to pay to get Eidolons, like to get like a E2 of those characters, to get like a E1 or E2 support, just to keep up with the newer characters who are very good at E0, like to keep up with the newest characters. Okay, speaking of all the characters and them not keeping up with the current meta, we can talk about the buffs. They mentioned that they are going to buff some of the older characters, but they did not say anything. They are just like, this is like a teaser. They're just blue balling you. Like rather than saying it right now, they're buffing them in 3.4. These are 1-point characters. Actually Sealers I think getting put to the standard banner. Like Kafka for example. These are like 1-point characters. How are they buffing them in 3.4? They are really slow to like react when it comes to buffing them. They should have buffed Kafka and the others back in 2.6, like 2.5, 2.6. because Dot was long gone. And that's only like some of the characters. I think the other characters, they have actually given up. Like Blade, like Seela, I think they have given up on them. So they decided to like put them in the standard banner. That's also really slap in the face to the Seela players, or like to the Blade mains. Yeah, sucks to be you. Now you are a standard character. That is actually sad. Okay, and now let's come to the rewards. We're actually getting 30 pulls and a free character. You are getting a free Ruan Mei or a Luocha. Once again, this looks good on paper. Oh my god, you are getting a free Ruan Mei or Luocha. But if you really look carefully, Luocha is like, yeah, Luocha was once the best healer in the game. Luocha was untouchable since like at least up to 1.4 where Ho first came. But now Luocha doesn't see any play in any teams. Nowadays you need a healer to do something more than healing. Like Lingsha, who gives like break vulnerability, like Ho who gives like attack and energy, something like that. And they're giving Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is decent. Ruan Mei is only being played in break effect teams, in the super break teams. It's because Ruan Mei gives some break effect and some break effect efficiency. That is it. You are only playing Ruan Mei for that. Like she's not a Robin for a follow-up attack team, or like a Sunday to like a Memo Sprite team, or like a Tribi to a Herta team. Ruan Mei is like a generic support who's like a jack of all trades, and like huge part of her kit, which is like the massive damage bonus, is not even being used on the break effect teams because you don't care about the damage bonus in super break teams. Yeah, they're giving us like a free Ruan Mei and a free Luocha, but like, do you really need them nowadays? But what they could have done is like to give us a token, and we can select any of the 1-point characters, like from 1.0 to 1.6. Yeah, if you want Ruan Mei, you can still get her because she's 1.6, so she's also in that pool. But if you want someone else, like if you're like a Seela player, you want like a Seela Eidolon, you can get that as well. Like another thing that they could have done is to add like more characters in standard banner. For example, in the 3.x anniversary series, like this anniversary, they could have added all the 1-point characters into the standard banner. In the 4-point anniversary, so the next year, they could add the 2-point characters in the anniversary. So like you can, like that, you can actually add more characters in standard banner. And when you lose the 50-50, you get an option. You can pick which character you want to get from the standard banner. Then you could still get some Eidolons here and there for your favorite character, and then maybe that character can still keep up with the current meta. So Star Rail used to be like a game where you can get the favorite character that you want and still clear the game, but now, like I said, you have to get the newest character in the game. Yeah, so tell me what you think about these changes and everything. Tell me what you think about the Castorice passive and everything, and please be factual and sober in the comments. There's no need to insult others. Like you can like or you can don't like something, they're all opinions, so you don't need to insult the person behind it, okay? And spend your money the way you want it. It doesn't matter, it's not my money, it's your money. You can spend it however you want. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Ciao.